Hello learners, welcome back. Hope you are done with all your external lab examinations and other important exams. And now it's time for you to analyze your semester and question paper model. So this is a question paper which is prescribed or given by JNTU UK for the first BTech first semester regular examinations. And you can see that the maximum marks are for 70 and the time given is 3 hours. Now there is an ample choice for you here in the question paper that you can answer any 5 questions where you will get 1 question from each unit and all questions carry equal marks. Now here I am to talk about the types of questions that you will get from the lessons. Now here you can observe the first question is like 1A and B, which is a combination of drawer full of happiness as well as paragraph writing. You can observe that the first question 1A talks about drawer full of happiness, which is asking you to explain the enchanting nostalgic experiences of the author in Drawer Full of Happiness. And the question number 1B talks about asking you to write a paragraph on Skill India Mission. Well, Skill India Mission is also a prescribed short topic for you in your first lesson. So each question carries 7 marks, here 7 marks. Or you can talk about the characters of Dukhi and Chikuri. Now these characters will come across in Premchand's Deliverance in the non-detail, and it's a combination of punctuation. So it's up to you which question you choose, and how best you can perform is your analysis when you are writing the answer. When it comes to the third question, it's all about the second lesson, Jawaharlal Nehru's letter to Indira, which is a combination of synonyms and antonyms. Or you can talk about bosom friend, which is a combination of prepositions. So if you are preparing for Jawaharlal Nehru's question, I request you to prepare for synonyms and antonyms, which is of course a tough task, but you can browse through your textbook where you will have these synonyms and antonyms at the end of the textbook for each lesson. Or if you are preparing for bosom friend, which will talk about the expectations versus reality by Hira Bansod, you can also talk about the prepositions. Well, prepositions are easy, answer to the point kind of questions where if you are okay and confident with this, I suggest you to opt this question. Well, the fifth question talks about Stephen Hawking, and it's a combination of letter writing. I believe this is the best question where you can answer, and I also hope that you can score good marks for this question. So if you can answer Stephen Hawking and letter writing, it will be very good for you to score good marks. Already I posted a video on Stephen Hawking's 8 life lessons, so you can start talking that answer with an intro and 8 life lessons and also a conclusion. And letter writing is absolutely an interesting area and an easy area, so you can prepare for full block format letter writing and you can get ready for this question. Or you can talk something about Shakespeare's sister with a combination of correction of sentences. I think this becomes quite difficult to many of you because correction of sentences is not talking about one particular part. It talks about tenses, degrees of comparison, indirect and direct speech, and other grammatical areas. So if you are confident in this area, you can happily opt for Shakespeare's sister answer, or not, I request you to stop talking about this particular one. And when we have a look at question number 7, it's all about Wangari Maathai, which is a combination of again spelling, punctuation, syntax and vocabulary. So you have to edit the following text, which is talking all about the spelling errors. Suppose if you see this parties, now I'm highlighting this parties. Now the spelling here is a wrong one. It is P-A-R-T-I-E-S. So if you correct that, it will be okay. Now I'm also highlighting this C-R-A-D-L-E, cradle. And I'll highlight this marriage, M-A-R-R-I-A-G-E. So nurses. So almost all you have picked up 4 spelling errors. So if you are okay with the spelling, punctuation, the syntax and vocabulary, you can happily attempt Wangari Maathai's question without any doubt. Or Question number 8 talks about telephone conversation, which is talking all about the combinations of direct, indirect speech and degrees of comparison and adjectives. So, if you are confident with the 8B, you can go with telephone conversation. Question 9 talks about Steve Jobs, which is a combination of dialogue writing. Well, dialogue writing is a very, very interesting question to all of you, where you can answer very, very nicely and you can put in your own dialogue. So I request all of you to opt for dialogue writing along with Steve Jobs. When you talk about Steve Jobs, very soon I'm going to post a video on Steve Jobs' 3 stories of his life, so you can put those stories in your answer, which makes you to score good marks. And the last question talks about Still I Rise, which is a combination of poster presentation, and when you're presenting a poster, it's like you are drawing the pictures on a poster and you are trying to explain it through a poster. So Still I Rise, I mean, picking up general questions is an art. So again, if I go back to the first question, here it is a paragraph writing, question number B, which is an easy one. So taking this into account, you can prepare for Drawer Full of Happiness. So minimum here I think you can score 12 marks if you put all the details properly. Now punctuation, if you are okay with this, you can go with Deliverance, or it's up to you. Now if you are okay with synonyms and antonyms, you can go with Nehru's Letter. And the combination here is prepositions, so please prepare prepositions, because bosom friend again is a very interesting answer where you can go with. And I request all of you to opt for question number 5, which is like Stephen Hawking and letter writing. So it will be very helpful for you to score good marks. Already we have 2 answers in our hand, question number 1 and 5 in confident. So 14 and 14, 28, maximum we'll score 20 there, or 25. 24 is the pass mark. Now here it is Shakespeare's sister and correction of following sentences. Here it is Vangari Mathai and editing the text. Here it is question number 8 talks about telephone conversation and direct indirect speech and degrees of comparison. And 9th question talks about Steve Jobs and dialogue writing. I request you to pick this question, dialogue writing. I request you to pick 10th question, Still I Rise and poster presentation. With this we have 4 questions in our hand, and the last question is up to you. Whichever you are comfortable, you can pick that question and score good marks. So 4 12s, 48, and I think I'm sorry, 4 14s, it's like good marks you can get from those 4 questions and the last question. So again and again I'm telling, out of 10 questions you can answer any 5 questions if the combinations are these. So wish you all the best. Please make sure that you're going through the question paper. This is set 1 that I'm talking about. So in fact set 2 also will be there here and there, only the questions will change. And it's like you'll have a nice time when you really work with all these aspects. Wish you a good luck.